Good morning, this is Charles with the Columbia Basin Herald, and here is the news roundup for Friday, November 3rd, and a little bit of what's going to be in our newspaper today. Two men were charged in connection with a large drug and gun bust in Moses Lake in which over 11 pounds of heroin were recovered. Grant County prosecutors charged Leo DeBalos, 50 of Moses Lake, and Andre Balderas, 34 of Moses Lake, in Grant County Superior Court with delivery of a controlled substance and possession with intent to manufacture or deliver a controlled substance. The arrests of the two men stem from the Moses Lake Police Department being tipped off by a confidential informant who claimed he had regularly been purchasing heroin from Balderas. The informant advised that all of the drug deals had been done at his residence, and Balderas always arrived in a tan Chevrolet Tahoe, which officers recognized belongs to Balderas and is regularly parked outside of his West Marina Drive residence. The search warrant was obtained for Balderas' residence, and officers used a ruse to get him out of the house and safely into custody. Grant County commissioners are considering a proposal to relocate the county's juvenile detention facility to Martin Hall in Spokane County's Medical Lake. "We are reviewing it for efficiencies," Commissioner Richard Stevens told the Columbia Basin Herald. "It was made and staffed for 20, and it normally houses 3 to 12 young people." Stevens said the facility averages around 7 juvenile inmates, far fewer than it was designed for. In a packed public meeting last week, commissioners solicited public opinion on the idea of moving the county's youth detention facility. Commission Chair Cindy Carter said the commissioners have not made a decision yet, though they are looking at a way to cut costs, and moving to Martin Hall presents that possibility. Most of those who spoke were opposed to the idea, saying it would not help troubled young people to be so far away from home, family, and the people most able to help them. It would also impose tremendous costs on their families. With daylight savings time ending over the weekend, it's almost that time of year to look outside at 5 p.m. and see darkness. It is also that time of year to change the batteries and smoke alarms, and the Afraid of Fire Department wants everyone to know just how important that is. Daylight savings time ends at 2 a.m. on Sunday morning, and in preparation for that change, the Afraid of Fire Department is encouraging people to change the batteries in their smoke alarms and make sure they are in working proper order. According to Afraid of Fire Chief Jeremy Burns, about 3,000 people die in residential fires each year in the United States. Smoke alarms should be replaced every 8 to 10 years, depending upon what the manufacturer recommends. And finally, the table in front of the Othello High School team was filled with raw material: old rebar, rusty discs, broken gears, a metal hook. But before the metal art competition ended, that rusty, greasy, broken metal was going to be repurposed into something terrific. And in fact, Othello welding student Johnny Garza said the team's scrap metal interpretation of a turtle was a sure winner. "I guarantee it," he said. It was all part of the annual metal arts competition at the Columbia Basin Technical Skills Center, and that competition challenges students to create something terrific, or at least something interesting, out of bits and pieces of random scrap. The instructors work to make it as tough as possible too. Well, that's it for today. For details on these and other stories, please check out our website, www.columbiabasinherald.com, all one really long word. That was annoying, wasn't it? Or buy the newspaper. It's only $1. Thanks for watching. We will see you on Monday. Enjoy the weekend. Remember, there is a chance of snow on Sunday, so don't get too upset about that. I'm not looking forward to it either. See you next week.